It was not a surprise to see China look like this when the pandemic hit in early February. Now 7 months have passed, although concerns over China's initial handling of the outbreak caused its global approval ratings to plummet. What about the practical reality of what's actually going on in China right now? How does the recovery look in the country? What has changed in people's lifestyles? Does China look the same as it was before? During the 8-day National Day holiday, which celebrates the founding of the People's Republic of China on October 1st, 1949, my parents and I went on a road trip. We drove from Qingdao in the northeast of China all the way to the Midwest to visit 3 cities, Xi'an, Luoyang, and Qufu. In this video, I'll share what I've observed along our journey and how China is doing post-COVID.
Hi guys, so today is the 5th day of the week-long National Day holiday right now in China. And right now, I'm inside the Longmen Grottos, which is actually one of the 3 most famous grottos in China, in Luoyang City, Henan Province. And today, there are more than 100,000 visitors actually are visiting this very famous historic site, and everybody is wearing a mask just to protect themselves from COVID. What's really happening in China right now is everything has gone back to normal, and a lot of people, they take advantage of this long holiday to just come out to enjoy themselves.
As COVID was contained in the country and lockdowns eased, China ushered in a wave of retaliatory consumption during this year's Golden Week. Air and train ticket orders were up 100% and 300% respectively in October compared to the same period in September, according to data compiled by Ctrip, one of China's leading travel booking websites. Meanwhile, during the National Day Golden Week, hotel bookings were up more than 100% compared to the same period in September. Believe it or not, I booked our hotel stays from Orbitz in China. The good news was that I didn't need a VPN to get access to the website. Also, it was a little cheaper to book from there rather than from Ctrip. Because the demand was high during the holiday, rooms got booked up quickly. I booked our hotels almost 1 week prior to our trip, but the price was still almost 30% higher than usual. For example, a double standard room at this hotel in Xi'an charged 1,099 yuan or roughly $159 per night during the Golden Week, while it only cost 799 yuan, which was around $115 on non-holiday days. But even so, the hotel was almost full when I made the reservation, and there were only a few rooms left. It was my first time visiting the Terracotta Army near Xi'an. The historic site is the must-see for many. But to visit it during the most busy time of the year, we did pay a higher price. That was to wait in line for a longer time and fight over better observation spots in the crowds. More than 637 million people traveled domestically over the Golden Week, 79% of last year's total, according to data released by the Ministry of Culture and Tourism. However, a busy tourist attraction also means a much stricter health inspection at the entrance. For example, all visitors have to wear masks and had their temperatures checked with infrared thermometers at the entrance. China is a populous country. This begs one question: how can the government track down someone if that person gets infected later? The answer is through their smartphones. Each smartphone user has to pull out his or her barcode on WeChat to show that they are healthy before they can enter any public places. In fact, presenting barcode at the entrance is not a novelty. Since the pandemic began early this year, all public places including shopping malls, movie theaters, and hospitals have mandated people to show their barcodes before entering. The barcode connects one's phone to his or her personal information such as phone number and address. As a result, if someone gets sick later, it will be easier for the government to track that person down and know his or her travel history. While this may feel Orwellian to some in the US, there's no denying that it helped Beijing swiftly isolate those exposed to a second wave of the virus in June, limiting the spread to just 328 new cases for the entire incident. By comparison, the US reported nearly 60,000 new coronavirus cases last Friday alone. Each coin has 2 sides. This also means that any disaster, catastrophe, war, or crisis can bring about positive changes to a society. Many people in China have developed stronger public health awareness due to the pandemic. For example, serving chopsticks are more common now in restaurants if people share food, and many will still wear masks in crowded places after COVID becomes history. This year's Golden Week was special to Chinese for a reason Americans would appreciate too: having freedom to celebrate without worrying about safety.